Noor Tagore is a journalist, activist, and fashion enthusiast living in New York, who is often let down when browsing through fashion e-commerce platforms in order to create outfits that adhere to her religious beliefs. She is a great example of the countless women living in North America who struggle to find fashionable clothing that have full body coverage, are non-hugging, contain long sleeves, a high neckline, descend to the ankles, or simply put, are modest. This is because the modest fashion industry remains a largely untapped market in North America. To give some perspective, the United States accounts for $182 billion of the entire global women's apparel market. In fact, consumers in the States have a generous spending budget on clothing that on average consists of $168 per unit for tops, $95 per unit for bottoms, and $79 per unit for accessories. This is relevant because in 2016, the global modest fashion industry valued at $250 billion, projected to become $373 billion by the year 2022. None of which can be attributed to the market in the United States. History shows us that the roots of modest attire can be traced all the way back to the Abrahamic religions, such as Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, when women would convey their faith by dressing modestly. Even today, conservative Christian, Orthodox Jewish, and Muslim women like Noor continue to portray their faith through fashion. But modest fashion is not just reserved for those who follow religious customs when it comes to apparel. It is a movement that has become more mainstream and multi-brand than ever before. Today's modest shoppers select pieces based on style and take inspiration from many different sources, such as business casual clothing, winter fashion, dressy casual clothing, and so on. So it is a missed opportunity when consumers who have the budget and willingness to spend are unable to find what they are looking for. But why does the unavailability of modest wear need to be addressed, and why now? Well, throughout history, we can observe that after periods of war, pandemic, and recession, the shift in fashion is the way to signal the dawning of a new age. As you can see throughout this timeline, the periods before and after the wars each have their own signature style and fashion. What this also shows is that parts of modest clothing, like lengthy fabrics and loose-fitted material, have been reflected in Western fashion for so long. Even the less conservative flapper dresses have the flowy aspect of modest wear. What this means today is that we can anticipate a shift in fashion post-COVID-19. In fact, Melissa Moylan, a trend forecaster for women's wear, believes that we will focus on what she calls wardrobe builders, such as blazers, wide-leg pants, sweater dresses, and pleated skirts. So now is the perfect time to make that transition and tap into the modest fashion industry, which would be groundbreaking for all shoppers, but in specific for the 1.9 million Muslim women living in North America, who I will be focusing on for the remainder of my presentation. It is worth noting that researchers studying the social psychology of dress uncover that dressing shapes the way humans behave with one another on a daily basis. Uncoincidentally, now that everyone is wearing masks and gloves for safety purposes, Muslim women who wear the religious face covering like Karima Rahmani are being accepted in society. In fact, Karima herself, who is so used to receiving angry looks or racist comments in public, says that she is witnessing a positive shift in attitudes. This means that the fashion industry can act as a major intervention to help combat the discrimination and alienation faced by Muslim women through the normalization of modest wear in society. Not too long ago, popular brands such as Mango, Tommy Hilfiger, and Dolce & Gabbana recognized the potential in the modest fashion industry, and as a result launched limited edition modest collections during the times of Ramadan and Eid. Although this sounds great, here's the catch. These launches were exclusive to the markets in the Middle East. In fact, many retailers are looking to the Middle East for overseas growth, but by doing so, they not only miss the market in North America, but inevitably categorize modest fashion as a specialty, seasonal, or niche item, taking away from its broader appeal. However, Muslim women are passionate about fashion, and Zara and H&M are considered the more Muslim-friendly stores. So yes, once in a while, it is possible to find items that match the description of modest. In fact, the dress I'm wearing today I found in my local shopping mall. And the reason I'm pointing it out is because I almost purchased 5 of the same dress, as I was so afraid I wouldn't find something like it again. This is why individuals like Noor tirelessly browse fashion sites, because modest wear is difficult and uncommon to come across in North America. Moving forward, the plus-size retail category is a great parallel to that of modest fashion, as it too did not exist until manufacturers and retailers brought it into fruition. Today, many major clothing brands such as Pennington's, Additional L, and Torrid exclusively cater to this market, which is now worth $9.8 billion. However, even with the mass adoption of plus-size clothing, there has yet to be serious integration pertaining to things such as body diversity and marketing, not shunning the category to store corners or near maternity, and refraining from making assumptions that plus-size shoppers want to hide their bodies. This means it is crucial to not only normalize modest fashion in North America by working with entrepreneurs already in this market, but to also integrate Muslim women in the process in any way, whether that be as designers, promoters, models, etc. It is time for fashion brands to do more than just make a statement and commit to doing the hard work it's going to take to combat the stereotypes associated with conservatively dressing, so that women like Noor Karim and myself can continue to practice our freedom through fashion. Thank you.